Hello Runescape, Wilmacid here with a new video, and how is everyone doing? Runescape's been around for over 15 years and has definitely come a long way in developing its graphics since the RS Classic days. However, as the game is developed and new content is released, other content ends up being left behind with this nostalgic feel, keeping the same old graphics for years and years and still to this day. When making this list, we found countless NPCs in areas with graphics over 10 years old, with content that haven't been touched since its release, like Salagalith from One Small Favor, or the Scavids who are supposed to have this incredible lore behind them, or even the Centaurs found in the Enchanted Valley. But after lots of time researching some of the oldest pieces of content in the game, we have managed to make this exceptional list of 10 horrendously outdated NPCs. Let's get started. Starting off at number 10, the Abyssal Creatures. Comparing graphics from then and now is a key part to seeing how outdated some NPCs can be, and when you look at the Abyssal Demon, you get a good idea of what horrible and warped forms creatures from the Abyss can take. And that's when we meet this happy fella. Located in the Abyss and first introduced in 2005, these aggressive monsters have only been given a slight texture addition with the high definition update in 2008, and have otherwise been untouched. Their faces alone was enough to secure them a spot on this list. Number 9. The Sea Troll Queen. Being the final boss in the quest Swan Song, this queen is certainly something for herself. Her mouth is just a two-dimensional circle, which probably was deemed good enough when she came into Gielinor back in 2006, when the trolls were graphically updated and given makeovers all around. The quest exclusive Sea Troll General got a makeover, whilst the Sea Troll Queen, the ruler of them all, was not lucky enough to get this special treatment and is stagnating in her very unimposing appearance to this day. Number 8. The Experiments. Featured in the Creature of the Frankenstein quest, the Experiments haven't been touched since their release in 2005, surviving a graphical update to the entire region of Mauritania in early 2016. With old player head models, including the old black blob for eyes, they sure are a horrifying view befitting of the quest. My favorite part is how they just sort of tip over when they die. Number 7. The Soleus. Coming in as the oldest NPC on the list, the Soleus were released in 2003 and have not been touched apart from getting a small ounce of texture during the 2008 HD remake. Located at the bottom of the note, graphically updated underground pass, the Soleus wanders around in a massive crowd, admiring the beauty of what probably looked good with the introduction of Runescape 2 in 2004. Number 6. Skeleton Hellhound. Originally released in 2005, this reanimated Hellhound appears as the boss in the Search of the Miracle quest. The quest was given a graphical overhaul with the River of Blood quest in April 2016, but the Hellhound was for whatever reason not touched with this update. Even when the Hellhound appears again during the graphically impressive River of Blood, the Skeleton Hellhound was left with its 2005 graphics. Poor dog. Number 5. The Dagger North in a player-owned house. In the treasure room of a player-owned house, you're able to build a series of frightening creatures: a steel dragon, a demon toxil, Kalphite soldier, and the Dagger North. Released in 2006, this beauty was never given a graphical overhaul as the brothers did earlier in 2016, and sticks out like a sore thumb when compared to the other creatures you can build in his place. To me, he looks like the youngest brother in a family where he just wants to be as successful as his older siblings. Number 4. Rampton. Released in 2005, Rampton plays a minor part in the Desert Treasure quest. Being a vampire, you might get the impression that it's just a tiny bit behind the rest of his vampire friends when it comes to their graphics. Rampton is located in the Draenor series and can be accessed and seen by anyone. Number 3. Xandra, Ghostly Form. The Magirates have, in recent years, been featured heavily in the Runescape lore and looks very impressive graphic-wise. Xandra's current look stems from his Magirat design first seen in 2011, with the release of the Ritual of the Magirat after 2 years of hiding in human form as Dr. Nabanik. However, before this, he has yet another appearance. During Desert Treasure, released in 2005, one of Runescape's most iconic quests, Sandra appears as a ghost looking completely different than what all the other Magirat looks like today. You think that with all the focus on the Magirat lately that they would update the old models to suit today's standards, but I guess Xandra gets to keep his classic charm for a little while longer. Number 2. Lowershades. Their design and animation implemented in 2004 and given only the slightest touching up with the 2008 HD update, Lowershades can be found and fought in Morton, just next to the barrows in Mauritania. With green square eyes and low polygon design, they're definitely among the oldest looking creatures in the game. The 2 frame per second animation, compared to today's standards, these shades have definitely lost any scare factor that they used to hold. With Mauritania and a large range of its creatures being updated, this shade is definitely long overdue for a makeover. Number 1. Taking the crown as the ugliest or at least the most outdated NPC following the fan favorite Black Knight Titan, we find the very charming Roknar. Released in 2006 and located inside the oubliette of a player-owned house, the Roknar has, arguably, the simplest design currently in the game, and was not even graced with some extra textures from the 2008 HD remake. The monster, based on the Star Wars creature Rancor, is supposed to be a frightening creature that would descend on any unfortunate player dropped into the pit from the throne room. But not even taking into account that he can barely scratch players these days, most people wouldn't be able to do much else but just laugh at the poor guy. And they say looks don't matter. And that is it for this time. If you know of any outdated NPCs that I did not feature in this video, please mention them in the comment section below. I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on these NPCs and whether or not you think they should be finally given their graphical updates. My name is Will Miss It, and I'll see you guys later.